I have been struggling these last couple of weeks, and I just want to tell you a little bit of a story about that, because we all get to be there. We all go through those moments, and I have struggled with having the enthusiasm to continue to show up to studying, to be present on social media, to create content, to be inspired to even know what to talk about. And it's something that I've just been moving through for a few weeks with my health, but the fatigue has created a real challenge for me with showing up to my goals. And something that I was thinking about last night, and a bit of analogy, is that you get this passion and you get this fire that comes up inside of you, and it's usually really ignited and really big, especially when it first starts, and you feed that and you continue to feel passionate. And so for me as a coach, that's something that I've been moving through with study, with getting my first clients. There is this passion that has just been fed. But for the last couple of weeks, that fire has felt like there is a storm that's come through. It's been windy, it's been wet, and it's been harder to keep that fire going with these external circumstances of weather that are going on. And so I have learned through a lot of trial and error with goal setting of how to adjust for myself and for where I'm at, and then be able to still show up and still put kindling on that fire and just still keep those embers burning, so that when the storm passes, that fire can rage again. And I had this beautiful moment last night of just that storm passed, and that fire just grew, and I was so energized, and I have so much more passion, and I'm just ready to ramp up stepping into this space, to ramp up my knowledge as a coach, to really open my books a lot more, and to really have a lot more clients. And so I just wanted to share that there is ways to continue to show up even when it's hard, and even though it feels like a lot, to find small ways to show up to your goals. And so something that I did was I went, what is the bare minimum that I can do? If I have one task that I need to complete today, instead of say my general 5, if I have one task that I need to complete today just to keep moving forward, what is it? And that was my goal for the entire day. So I took a lot of stuff off my list that wasn't necessary, that wasn't necessarily pushing me towards that goal, that was just sort of extra stuff. And where I usually have 3 to 5 things to achieve each day to work towards my goal when I am energized, when I wasn't, my adjustment to myself was, what is one thing I can do every day? And every day that one thing was different. It depended on my energy levels, it depended on my time, and it depended on what tasks needed to be done. But just getting through that one thing every day and doing that bare minimum meant that now that my energy's back, I'm still moving forward, and I can go back to my 5 things a day. But I haven't stopped. There has still been forward progression, even if it's been a little bit slower than usual, and that's okay too, because I needed that slowness to be able to move through it, but it was still moving forward. And this is what I love about working with people when you work on goals, and also noticing when you're tired, how do you celebrate? How do you still recognize the wins that you've had? How do you still show up for yourself in those moments? Because feeling tired and feeling crappy is not going to last forever, but those wins, they're still milestones, and they're still going to be milestones. And so how can we bridge that gap and find a way to make them still feel juicy and feel like the milestones that they are, so you can really, really appreciate the hard work that you're putting in?